Let's roll this clip.
So now when I say, if you hang around 9 broke people, you'll end up the 10th, you know what I mean. When I say that you should want to have lunch with Jay-Z and not just take the bag, the $500,000 he was offering, you'll understand. So Magic Johnson has just underscored it again. Here's a dude who made $40 million in the NBA, an absolute star. But now he's a billionaire because he realized you make money during the day, but you build wealth in your sleep. He understood that the real capital was not what's in your pocket, what's in your hand, but what's in your head, what's in your heart, and what connects it to, which is relationship capital, which is somebody who believes in you, somebody who says, I want to do business with you. That starts with a relationship, not with a transaction, not with an ask. And nobody cares about the money in your pocket. All it will do is deplete. If you don't have any wisdom in your brain, the money will leak out of your pockets. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
There's an old Southern saying, no matter how much I love you, my son or my daughter, if I don't have wisdom, I can only give you my own ignorance. So out of love, we pass down bad habits from generation to generation. And in a blind town, a one-eyed man's king. If you don't know better, you can't do better. I don't care how much you go to church, how much a nice person you are, you're sweet to people, you're loving, you're generous. If you don't understand money in the language of wealth creation, in the language of free enterprise and markets and, frankly, capitalism, and how this system works, it will play you and you think you're playing it. So all these folks saying, I want to get that bag, I want to get that dollar, I want to get that money, I want to get that cash. You're mistaken. And I've been trying to tell you, somebody who went from nothing and created something, who was homeless, whose parents lost everything after making the bag, but my dad lost it, God rest his soul, and a brilliant guy, but he was financially illiterate. So every dollar he made, he spent $1.50. The more money he made, the broker we got. And my mother finally had to break away, Juanita Smith, in order to create a new reality. And as you've heard me say, Juanita Smith passed away with $1 million accumulated over her time, net worth, working an hourly job, because she understood the intangibles that I'm trying to tell you, and Magic Johnson's trying to tell you here. Relationship capital, who banks on you. The knowledge you have in your head is more important than what you got in your pocket. You hang around 9 broke people, you'll be the 10th. You hang around 9 wealthy people, you're likely also to be the 10th. So what Magic Johnson did here was brilliant. He wanted to understand the game of business, the game of life. How do you do this? Gave them the honor of going to lunch with him so they could brag on it. But he got the honor of what was in their head and hopefully some relationship capital so he could call them later on. I'm telling you, this is how this world works. Hey, don't get kicked off of the train of opportunity. Listen and learn. Go to Operation Hope today.
That was a mouthful. More than a mouthful. That's just what we're talking about. Everybody want to get that bag, want to get the sack. Saying gotta get that dollar, gotta get mine, and a lot of people are good at getting the bag, and then just as good as blowing the bag. People are taking pictures with cars and Bentleys and Lambos and all these. They're taking pictures with cars. I don't see anybody taking a picture of their property. Here's my 5th property. Here's my 5th store. Here's my 3rd franchise and my 3rd Subway I'm open. I don't see these kind of pictures. This is where the money is made. I'm just showing you what money I spent. And the things that is being spent on is stuff that is not increasing in value. Bentleys are nice. I believe one day I will be driving one. But I will not be driving one based on money that's going to be coming out of my hard-earned pocket. It's going to be paid for by something else that's already making money. It's not going to be something that I'm dishing out. But economic intelligence, not economic empowerment. We've been told a lie to think that we just got to get money. Save money. Don't spend money. Don't take out loans, cut up your credit cards and all these different things. And we were tricked. And like I said, it's not a black issue. This is just across the board. You have ultra wealthy and then you have ultra poor. And in the middle are the people who just made it above poor and they're good right there and think that everybody way up here is evil because they've only got enough to get to middle, but don't have enough in them or don't know the information that's necessary to get past the middle up to the top, because now they got a good job, they got a pension, they got 15 more years of working this job, and they'll get a check every month for the rest of their life. And they may have a 401k that may be worth something if they haven't had to pull out of it because of the inflation that's continue to go up. And by the time they get to retirement, 401k ain't even worth nothing necessary. Learn about money.
There's that proximity principle too, where he's talking about hanging out with the people. So even if you are at the bottom, even if you want to go up, if you're hanging around with broke, you aren't going to go up most likely. So proximity principle says get your proximity into into other folks who are even one level up, two levels up, and most likely you'll raise without doing anything different, just because mentality.
Exactly. And that's that what I might call probably good peer pressure. If you get around peers who are doing bigger things, the pressure will be either you're going to get away from them because you feel inadequate, or you're going to stay there and like, all right, I got to level up.
Look at all the mistakes that you can save by learning, hearing about how they.
Right. And I'll say this, what he was saying about relationship capital, building relationships. Okay, so my producer here, we build a relationship. We didn't talk about money and how much money I got and how much money he got and all these different things. We had a conversation. He talked a little bit about what he's doing and talked about a little bit about what I'd like to do and so on and so on. And just so happened, here we are, relationship capital, and this is what it's about. See, what they don't tell you in those pictures, I like pictures with people. People for me today are trophies, friends and relationships. That's what matters. Those cars, they get wrecked. You can get another one insurance if you ain't rented. Most of them cars are rented, just so y'all know. But relationships will take you a lot further than a Lambo. A Lambo may get you a hot girl, may not. May get you a hot girl and some disease to go along with it, But a relationship can take you a whole lot further. I have friends, when I first started in my ventures, I had friends, and that's when I knew my life had changed. They were offering, hey, I know you're just getting started, man. And, if you need it, here's X, Y, and Z. And I'm not talking about, a few $100s or something like that. I'm talking about substantial amounts of money that people were offering me to help me out. And I thank God for the wisdom. I was like, oh yeah, let me get it. There was something in me I knew I had to learn the struggle. I had to learn to go without, to dig down in me to pull out what was necessary to keep going. Had I just taken, I would have took it and I probably stayed afloat, but I would never have the struggle of trying to figure out what do I need to do to get to this next level. Okay, and so that's what I've done is I've learned to say no. At least I know I have people, I'll say it like this, like he said, I have relationships with people who believe in me enough to be willing to just say, here, I'll help you out. That's what's most important. Not the money that they're offering, but the relationships and the belief that I have in me and the relationships that we built. And that tells me something about me, that I worked harder on me than I did at my work and that I did at my job. When I had a job, you work harder on yourself and success will come to you. You develop a personality and success will come to you. Develop a smile and success will come to you. It's okay to have your own different personal beliefs as long as you're willing to listen to somebody else's personal beliefs and as long as you're not willing to stand on what you believe, but not in such a militant way, where you're still open to hear what somebody else has to say and where somebody else is coming from.